playing a part in the story.
Yeah, I guess. Anyways, it's, you know,
It's
16th.
16th of August.
So welcome to From the Shop.
Yes.
Oh, I'm Isaac now.
And I'm Frey.
At Manifest Comics.
In Bayonne, New Jersey.
That's right.
Are you ready?
Are you ready for this?
Dun, dun, dun,
All
dun, dun, dun,
right, we've gone too
Go
far.
first. People rate shut up the video.
That's fine. Me too. So I have here, the first thing we're going to review is New Generation's book on the Wolverine, by Tom Taylor and Ramon Rosana's art. And this, I think we all agreed here today, was probably the best of the Generation's books that came out so far.
Yeah.
We had Hulk, Jean Grey, which was pretty good. We read it last week.
Yeah.
But actually, I think I'm surprised at how good this book was.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
And the art is beautiful, and like all the animations for both Wolverines in the book are awesome. Like, I don't know, like just like all the action sequences.
Yeah.
Very well done. Takes place in Japan. Wolverine's going to rescue his daughter who has been captured by the Hand.
Yeah, his adopted daughter,
Adopted
Akiko.
daughter. Yeah, and so they so I don't know, obviously, like, can't go wrong when you got Wolverine versus a bunch of ninjas, undead ninjas. So, but really good, and eventually Laura comes and kind of helps him out as he's struggling.
Yeah.
Great book. You know, Sam told me he actually felt something. I don't believe it.
I don't
but
know.
If he had a heart, I would believe.
Yeah, no, his heart grew like two like spaces.
I felt feelings, y'all.
You can almost see like in his eyes, like what was dead is like coming back to life, sort of, but not really.
Not really.
It quickly faded right after he finished it, but for a brief moment, he felt something.
I mean, most Nazis tell me that he's not like a real human, so he doesn't really feel anything. Sorry for that. But what did you think?
Oh, no, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I agree with you. I think it was the best out of the three that I've read so far. I still don't know if it's going to have any like effect going forward.
No.
But it felt more important for the characters than the Hulk or the Jean Grey one did. This one felt like Logan like learned something, even if Laura didn't tell him like exactly what was going to happen in the future. He learned something.
Yeah.
So it felt more important. It was a good Wolverine book.
Yeah, because it's weird because somehow two Jean Greys have like less of a connection than Wolverine and Laura. But
yeah,
I mean, it makes sense in a way. But in the end, Jean Grey didn't really learn anything.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same character. With the Jean Grey one, it was the same character, just at different points.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but this is like two different characters, but they're each Wolverine.
And Wolverine always has a history of like not remembering things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure I messed something up for you, and I'm really sorry.
It's like, I'm your dad. I'm sorry. I've been with a lot of women, a lot of kids,
and maybe one guy.
Whatever. Who knows? He's an immortal Canadian.
But no, it's a great book.
Yeah.
I'd give it 9 out of 10 movies.
Yeah. No, it was really good. Definitely. I hope more of the Generations books are as good as this.
Yeah.
And not as the other ones.
Well, those were alright.
Yeah, those were alright, but this is definitely
but keep it on this standard.
Sets a new
bar.
Yeah. Okay, our next book is the start of DC's new event by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. This is Metal #1 from DC Comics. Metal.
You know that's what the cover is, right?
Huh?
You know that's what the cover is, right?
Well,
Look at the cover.
Yeah, it's metal.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
No, look.
Oh,
Look
is
at
it?
Look at the shape.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's metal.
Wow, I did not notice that. Look.
Okay.
I didn't even look at that cover.
Okay.
So.
I have such mixed feelings about this book. There are moments and characters in this book that I really, really like. And then there's other books that's like, other moments are just like, why?
There's just so many letters that form words, that form like so many sentences. And it's great. This guy Snyder, he's a little heavy-handed sometimes, and he's very wordy, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I can read, so that's all right.
He can. I've seen it.
But man, sometimes it just takes him forever to get to his point. I like the beginning of the book.
Yeah.
And the beginning of the book is, not the spoiling, but the beginning of the book is actually like all like the spoiler images you've kind of seen.
Yeah.
Or like all the preview images. And I thought that was cool, like the way they worked together and solved that problem. But after that, they kind of like dive into the mystery of metal, and this is the whole basis for the book, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening, and I get maybe I have to read other issues.
It feels a little. It's felt forced since like the prelude issues. It feels a little forced.
It feels
like when Jeff Johns does
exactly.
something like this, like with the history of the DC universe and the characters and legacy.
It flows.
It never feels forced. It feels like, of course, this is always the way it was. We just didn't know about this. This doesn't feel like this has always been a part of the DC universe. We just never knew about it. This feels like I am forcing this in here.
Yeah, which is he's shoehorning this thing that's supposed to have been around for as
Forever.
long as the DC universe into this book, and it doesn't. I don't know if it's because Jeff Johns just has a better grasp on the history of DC universe and stuff. Scott does. I don't think so. I just think that
Scott Snyder's done some great stuff at DC.
Of course,
He's done some great stuff.
But like this stuff is. I don't know. It's hard. It's like really hard for me to get into it. I want to. Right.
Yeah.
Like and like Greg Capullo and art. So that it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
At least,
No, it looks really good.
Looks
and
great.
there's some like characters that are reintroduced here. I don't know if it's really. I'm not gonna spoil the last page cameo, even though DC spoiled it already. But there are cameos from the Robot Men. There are characters from the Challengers of the Unknown, Red Tornado, and these are really cool concepts.
Yeah.
And they have some cool moments in this book. I wish it didn't feel so forced. And maybe it won't. Maybe it'll come together
play
more
out.
as it goes on.
Yeah.
But right now it just feels forced.
Yeah,
And that's my main complaint about it.
Yeah, I 100%. I 100% agree. I want it to do well, and honestly, that's it. Like the book itself is kind of hard. It's a kind of tedious. It's a struggle to get through it, a chore a little bit. I don't want to say that 100%, but the last page, I will say, is worth it.
It's cool.
The last page is cool. It made me go, oh crap, oh that's pretty good. It's kind of like a reward for getting through all this. And I'm like, all right, you got me. Let me see it makes me want to read the next issue.
Yeah, no.
Like no matter what, like I'll stick with it. All right. It's not the worst event they've ever done.
Yeah, no.
It's certainly not.
But it doesn't
Convergence.
like But it doesn't like catch me doesn't pull me in as much as like Rebirth, Secret Empire, Secret Wars. Those like immediately on the first issue pulled me in. This one's like, I hope it's good, but right now I'm not 100% feeling it. But I would still give it. I would give it 6 out of 10 Lugos.
That's fair.
Because I think it's not a bad book. It's not a bad start to an event. It's just I'm hoping for more as it goes on.
I agreed. All right. So we'll move on to something more fun.
Yes.
We have, or I don't know if it's more fun, but I have the issue with 29 of Superman here, written this week by Keith Champagne and pencils by Doug Mankey. This is a really awesome issue.
Yeah.
I like the last issue. I think was kind of a filler. So
The last two were like fillers.
Yeah,
It was
right.
like the we're gonna go discover America with the Superman family.
Yeah, which is fine. I like that issue, but it was fine. This issue though, man, they jumped right in.
Yeah.
Man, and like no secret from the cover, you get like some Sinestro action
Yes.
in here, right?
A little parallax.
or at least what you think. Yeah, a little parallax. Kids are getting kidnapped or really like consumed by the fear and. They're trying just to lure Superman in. Anyway, that's all I'll tell you. But the way it plays out, great.
Mm-hmm.
Art was awesome, and like a couple of like the last page for sure.
Yeah,
actually, like all the twists and turns it kind of takes. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the book.
Really great cliffhanger.
Yeah,
Really great.
Really
cliffhanger.
great.
And it connects like perfectly with like where the Hal Jordan and Sinestro left off in their own book.
Right.
This picks up like perfectly.
Yeah, so I don't know, like not like too much more to say, only because I don't want to spoil everything in the book.
It's really good. It has
it's
a very
really good.
it has like a horror bent to the whole issue.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
really
Yeah,
Like
it's very.
a little like it.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Yes, yeah. And Doug Mankey does a really good scary dark tension and
demon-y.
everything.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That was good. It was good. I think I'd probably give it 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10?
Yeah,
That's fair.
Also, because there's a Lucha Underground advertisement.
So that
ups it up to.
yeah, no, those are definitely the Wolverine generations and the Superman were definitely
They were great.
books of the week.
Great.
But we still have one more book. This is another of the Jack Kirby, honoring Jack Kirby's work for DC Comics. This is Sandman Oversized Special. The first story is by Dan Jurgens with art by John Bogdanov. Yes, Bogdanov.
Bogdanov. Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
And
Why not?
the second story is by Steve Orlando, with art by Rick Leonardi. I must have reviewed, I guess, 2-3 weeks ago. We reviewed the New Gods one shot, which was the first of these one shots,
Right,
and
you
that
guys
was terrible.
Yeah.
That was really really bad. This is not as bad, especially the first story, and it's actually a nice way they honor Jack Kirby. He's part of the story. I don't want to give any spoilers away too much, but it's a nice nice story. It's a little dated because it is sort of like the old Sandman, New Gods kind of story. So it does feel dated, but Dan Jurgens makes a nice little story that says, "Oh, that's a nice way of doing it."
Yeah. The first story was the only one I read.
Yeah.
So, but I did like it, and even though it's dated, I like the art though. The art in the first story is awesome.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it's very much like Jack Kirby is like
Yeah.
style. Even they do he used to do those like photo collage pages,
Right,
And
yeah.
they even do that in there. So that's a nice.
It was
touch.
great. That's it. I knew Steve Orlando did the second story, so I was like, I think I'll pass.
I'm done. Yeah, no, Steve Orlando. Anytime he gets like a little it's like, oh, that wasn't terrible, but then he does something that's
Something
like
even
no,
worse.
I remember why I don't like him. So it's okay. I don't know necessarily if you're a fan of the old Jack Kirby comics, you'd probably be more interested in this than if not. If not, there are so many other.
That's it.
comics.
To be totally honest, I'm not super familiar with like
Yeah.
Sandman,
Not this Sandman,
stuff.
yeah.
And you can read it and enjoy it, and it's great. Definitely at least pick it up for the first story.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, and if you like Steve Orlando, whatever.
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Who are we to judge? Well, we're here to judge, but good for you.
We pass judgment pretty unapologetically
Yeah.
every week.
But I would give it. See, I liked Metal better than this, so I'm gonna give this 5 out of 10, Lucas, because I gave Metal 6, so I have to give this 5
All right.
because it's half of a good issue.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
half of a good thing.
So really, Dan Jurgens got a 10.
Yeah, Dan Jurgens got a 10, but then Steve Orlando took 5 from Dan Jurgens' 10, so it gets 5. And that's it. That's for this week from the
Math.
shop.
That's too much math.
There's a lot of math.